Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very first P. Barnes Awards for Outstanding Excellence in the Face of Frauditing, only here on Degenerate Watch. I thank you all very much for joining us. It looks like we have a capacity crowd here for tonight's show at the Degenerate. As many of our regular viewers will be aware, that tonight's awards are part of our first anniversary celebrations here on Degenerate Watch. We will present the P. Barnes Award tonight to an officer who featured in one of our Frauditor videos from over the past year, who we feel showed excellent resolve and skill in dealing with a frauditor. The 4 nominees were put forward to a viewer vote so that you could choose your favourite. You responded, and here we are. Some of you as well may be wondering who exactly P. Barnes is, but more on the legend himself in a moment. But first, let us take a look back on a year of frauditing adventures here at Degenerate Watch.
I got a better life than you, and I make more money than you, and I got a better car, a better house than you.
You can go do your First Amendment auditing somewhere else.
What's your name and badge number?
Why don't we identify you?
Officer, what's your name and badge number?
Get a real job. Get a real job.
I don't answer questions.
Oh, one of those guys. Okay, see you later.
Which one? Actually, you know what? I am here. Oh.
Failure to identify, permission to go hands-on. Committed violation. Now misuse my date.
It's not your constitutional right to be filming victims of violent crime.
I'm
Turn the
actually
goddamn
not
phone
filming.
off.
Glenn. Okay, you are becoming the problem.
No, I'm not.
They're not the problem, you are.
I'm the problem.
Let's go.
I'm sorry you feel that
All you
way.
care about is the entertainment.
Sit down, and you're all going to be under arrest. Yep.
Okay.
No problem. I told you what you were doing wasn't allowed.
It's really hard to believe that it's been a whole year since we posted our first video here. But as the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun. We really do thoroughly appreciate all the support each and every one of you have shown to us. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be making this video here today. So once again, thank you so much, it really does mean a lot. Now moving along to our next segment, if you don't know who P. Barnes is, then you've probably been living under a rock for the last few years, or you're probably new to these type of videos, but you're about to find out. Tonight's awards just wouldn't be the same if we didn't revisit the video that started P. Barnes out on his road to fame. Let's take a look.
What's your first and last name?
I don't have a last name.
You don't have a last name?
No.
And what's your first name?
I don't have a first name either. I've got a name. My name is Robert. You can call me Robert.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a person. See, you deal here with Admiralty Maritime Jurisdiction, which deals with persons, which I am not.
What are you? Are you human?
I'm a man.
You're human?
I'm a man, yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
You're not a U.S. citizen?
I was not born in Washington, D.C. or any territory of the under federal jurisdiction, so no, I'm not a U.S.
Were
citizen.
you born in the United States of America and any of the states?
I was born in America. Yes, I'm a state citizen of one of the several states.
There's more than 7.
One of the several?
Which state?
Idaho?
Idaho. Can I see your Idaho state license?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
My person does, but I don't. And I don't wish to create joinder with you.
All right. And if you want to just...
Can I get your name, please? E. Smith, thank you. Are you a bailiff or are you a prosecutor? Oh, you're probably a bailiff. You got the air thing in, huh? I'm gonna go in and speak with the prosecutor.
Can't
Excuse
come
me.
in with the camera.
Excuse me. You're blocking my freedom of movement.
I am.
All right. Well, P. Barnes, you just admitted to me that you're violating my rights.
No, I'm not. You can't come in with the camera.
Well, you're violating my rights. And this is also freedom of the press.
From behind you.
This is also freedom of the press. I mean, I don't know what the hell law book you're reading, man, but it doesn't apply to me.
You leave the camera with your mother outside the courtroom and you can come in.
You are not God. You have no jurisdiction over me.
God's not worried about cameras, sir. I am.
All right. Well, why are you worried about cameras? Because you want to do something
Against the
wrong?
rules.
Because you want to do something wrong? Because if it's against the rules, that means it's because somebody intends on wronging somebody else. Because they're afraid of being held accountable. P. Barnes.
It's a nice speech, but you're still not coming in.
Well, I mean, I don't have to go in because you can't even issue a warrant for me.
Might as well leave.
Well, no, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to speak with the
You
prosecutor.
can go in there without the camera.
Well, please step aside. I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me
Step back.
and you're using... Stop, please. I'm not doing anything wrong. Hey, you know what? You guys are really overstepping your bounds.
P. Barnes, an absolute master at work there. Now, as I said, I know a lot of people that watch the channel would have already known about P. Barnes and would have already seen that video, but for those that are only joining us and for those that are just new to the channel, I thought it'd be just only fitting to throw it in, especially for the P. Barnes Awards. And in my opinion, watching P. Barnes in action never gets old. So now let's take more of a closer look at the whole backstory behind the whole situation that arose there. And I get the impression P. Barnes is kind of a modest man who likes to keep to himself, but we do manage to get a few words from him here about the whole situation. Let's take a look.
I'm going to go in and speak with the prosecutor.
It's 8:20 on a Monday morning at the county courthouse in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
You can't come in with the camera.
And the 21-year-old operating this video camera is trying to bring it into the courtroom where he's contesting a minor ticket.
I don't know what the hell law book you're reading, man, but it doesn't apply to me.
Watch what happens next.
I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me
Step back.
and you're using...
His name is Robert Peterson, and he says getting tased is a small price to pay for his belief that the American government has no authority over him.
What do you use it for?
Just target shooting right now. I haven't had to shoot anything yet.
So you would never take a reaction that was like shooting cops or...
If they shoot at me first, then shooting back would be a good reaction.
Robert is one of the latest and youngest people to latch on to many of the beliefs of a growing underground movement known as sovereign citizenship. People who do not believe that many of the basic laws of this country apply to them.
I'm not an American citizen. I do not recognize these. I am my counsel.
They have disrupted courtrooms, led police on high-speed chases, and even engaged in murderous shootouts with authorities.
Oh my God!
There are an estimated 300,000 sovereign citizens in America. The FBI classifies them as a domestic terrorist movement. Many of these people followed a scary progression from passionate but peaceful to ultra-violent. So when we saw this video on YouTube, we wondered, were we witnessing the real-time radicalization of a 21-year-old on his way to violence?
You guys are really overstepping your bounds right now.
When we tracked him down, we found a young man who, on the surface at least, appears average. He lives in his mom's house with his two younger brothers. He rides his bike. But he also straps on a pistol every time he leaves the house, which is perfectly legal here in Idaho, and openly declares the local police to be his enemy.
Unfortunately, yes, they're the enemy. They're the enemy of anybody who wants to live free.
Produce the information that I require, or you will be placed under arrest for obstructing.
Robert's long series of run-ins with the cops began when he was 18 and got busted for making fireworks. That's when he went online and stumbled into a whole strange subterranean world of sovereign citizen ideology, which argues that the American government is actually a corporation profiting off of us, and that it is not necessary in many cases to pay taxes or get a driver's license.
Can't you see where people who've never been associated with this material before might look at this and say, this is just kind of weird?
Not really.
Robert's mother worries her son's beliefs will get him killed.
How do you see this thing ending?
Hard to say. My fear is that it's going to end with him getting shot. That's my ultimate, what I believe is going to happen.
Do you agree with your mother that your philosophy might end up getting you killed?
It could, yeah. But I'm willing to live with that.
Like I said, because I'm talking to you, it makes me a little nervous.
This is Robert arguing with officers giving him a ticket for riding his bike at night without a light.
Am I being charged with a crime yet?
Here he is trying to take his gun into a courthouse.
Hey, will you authorize me to come in here? With my gun?
No.
So for a 22-year-old, it's pretty extensive rap sheet.
He's certainly spent more time than most here at 22 years of age, that's for sure.
Do you worry that this is heading perhaps inexorably in a bad direction?
Well, we hope not, but we need to be aware who he is and his ideology, just in case that manifests itself into a problem down the road.
Now there is something in the chamber.
After months of bucking the system, the day Robert had been waiting for arrived. He was going back to the very same court where he was tased to face charges stemming from that incident.
Pre-trial conference. I don't really know what's going to happen other than they're going to probably offer me another deal, and I'll probably refuse it.
He was facing 2 years in jail for battery and contempt of court.
Put your stuff through the machine, take your hat off.
You don't have a warrant for this, do you?
No, I don't.
Arms out, please.
There was extra security on hand, including the bailiff who tased Robert.
You don't ever want to do that to anybody, but our job is to protect the people and not cause the defendant harm or anything. You know, you always hate doing things like that.
Inside the courtroom, Robert's defiance continued.
If I could have you remove your hat, that'd be great.
No, thanks.
Out of respect for the court, they want him to take his hat off. But I get it. He doesn't have respect for the court.
He finally took off his hat, and the judge set a trial date 3 days later. But the next day, Robert was called back in front of the judge to discuss a possible deal. Look what happened when he refused to rise.
It's against my beliefs.
I will find you in contempt if you don't rise, sir.
All right, I will rise under protest then.
Fine.
In the end, Robert took the deal the prosecutors were offering. No jail, but he knows his struggle is not over.
Do you expect this to be your last run-in with the law?
Probably not, no.
Now Robert says he plans to sue the government for $15 million.
So it's just the invoice?
The next step in what he believes is a mission, one that he hopes will open the floodgates and inspire others to follow his lead.
The legendary P. Barnes there, so if you don't know, now you know, as they say. And it's really only right that we name this sort of award after a man as legendary as P. Barnes, because he wrote the book on dealing with these frauditors. And I'm pretty certain that that won't be Robert's last run-in with the authorities either. So just before we head into our final segment, before the all-important results, we're just going to take a moment to hear a word from the main sponsors of our ceremony tonight. Are you tired of spending countless hours cleaning barnacles off your boat down at the boatyard? Introducing Frauditors, the world's #1 industrial cleaning agent. Frauditors is made with only 100% pure Frauditor tears. All thanks to our patented electroconvulsive extraction technology, otherwise known as the taser technique. Just pop some Frauditor tears into the soap container on your pressure washer and watch those barnacles disappear. But that's not all. Frauditor tears can actually be used in and around the house. Got some old rusty tools lying around that you'd like to clean up? No problem. Frauditor tears. Frauditor tears is so easy to use that even a blindfolded dolphin could do it. Just pop the items you'd like to clean into a suitable container. We'd recommend a Kevlar bowl of some sort, but a plastic container will do. Just pop in your Frauditor tears and leave it overnight to let it work its magic. And after just 12 hours of soaking in saltiness, ignorance and self-pity, Frauditor tears, you have a brand new set of tools. It's as if they were never rusty in the first place. So don't delay, secure your supply of Frauditor tears while stocks last. Frauditors. Our ceremony theme for this, our first year, will be focusing on some of the positive impacts and good work police have on communities that they work in. We often get accused of being bootlickers over here on the channel, mostly from people who have a dislike towards law enforcement. And it would seem that anytime anybody has something good to say about the police, they seem to be there to tell us how bad police are, how they're all bad, and how they can do no good. If it was up to those people that have you believe that all the police spend their day doing is oppressing people's rights, arresting innocent people, and writing tickets, which as you'll see from some of the clips we're going to look at, isn't the case. As in any profession, you're going to have your bad actors, but they should not be let undermine the good, valiant efforts of some of the really great police officers that are out there doing great work in their communities. From the mundane to the heroic, every single officer you're about to see left their shift that day after making a difference in their community. Let's take a look.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Who's gonna stop this for your speed going down 8th Street?
8th Street, Cap.
They turned off at 13th Ave and then you went...
Yep, I know what you mean. After I get a tied and have a presentation and thought my buddy was home, but he's not, and I'm running behind ice.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering why you looped down 8th Street and then back up 6th.
Yeah, because that house at that's one of my good friends' house and he knows how to tie ties, and I honestly don't know how to.
Where's your tie?
There it is.
While I do this, why don't you grab your proof of insurance and your driver's license quick?
Yep, sir.
There, you should be able to adjust it.
Okay, thank you so much.
One 63 minutes of 27. Probably not the best now, but it'll work.
Yeah, it'll work. A lot better than what I was going to do, that's for sure.
And that one expired in May,
sure.
So make sure you get a new one in there.
Yeah, I have.
Ask Mom and Dad.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually going home right after class after the presentation.
I gotta tie it shorter here.
Okay.
It's kind of hard with all this crap on.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I can have something in class here too.
Try that. There's only a little bit of a tail there, so.
Okay.
Never. Well, it's almost too long, but.
I'm going to have this jacket on, so.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Our next clip up is a throwback to a good few years ago, but I thought it was a perfect clip to highlight the positive impact the police can have on people's lives, especially through initiatives such as the one that you're going to see. When people are down to their rock bottom, sometimes the only people that have left to actually care about them are the police, and we're going to see that here.
We don't respond to any homeless deals unless we have complaints. Because since homelessness itself is not a crime, we don't get too involved in it unless there's citizens calling up saying they're drinking, they're smoking pot, they're blocking doorways, they're blocking the sidewalk, all those little disordered things.
So they'll call us into the area and then we'll start talking to everybody. Patrol will leave and then my team will stay behind talking with the groups or just the individuals or whatever it is. And over the since we've been doing this for 15 years, everybody on the street kind of knows the homeless outreach team van. Even though law enforcement is there, we're not going to arrest them for whatever. That's patrol's job.
You good, man?
Yeah.
I've talked to you before a whole bunch of times, right? So they kind of get to know who we are, and we offer all those alternatives. Like we could facilitate into the winter shelter, we can facilitate into St. Vincent's, we can facilitate into rescue mission. Because I can call and have somebody clean it. All right, whatever you don't want, just leave and we'll get it cleaned up. I was a sergeant over at Western Division, which is Ocean Beach and Hillcrest and stuff, and we were arresting a lot of drunks. I mean, a lot, 40 a week. And they were just coming out, and we were recycling through jail and the sobering center. And all of a sudden, my partner, John Leaning, he came up and says, hey, let's stop this. Let's try something different. So he goes, why don't we just get them treatment? Try to somehow funnel them through treatment, and we can use, since they're already going to jail. So we tried that. And I got to tell you, it just like worked right away. They came out of jail, we went into courts, we talked to them in courts, we got them into treatment, and right away they did okay.
We're going to drive over to St. Vincent's to get you set up there.
Okay. I finally realized after all of these years that I wasn't going to do it on my own. I needed some freedom in my life, and yet I needed some direction. So when this lawyer told me about the SIP program, even though it's 6 months, there's some freedom to it, and there's a learning curve.
Let's do it, man.
Okay, I've got a lunch. I am one happy dude.
They're pretty good guys. You know what? It could be you, it could be me, in a half a second. And to see them recover, and at least this is like their last opportunity, because without this program, without the SIP program, they would be dead. And they're not.
They call me Elvis. I'm not looking for a free ride. Right. What I'm looking for is a chance to get my life back into order.
When I go home, I turn it off. I don't carry it with me or any of that. And I mean, sometimes it's upsetting. I mean, you see him there with his like legs and stuff, but it's his gig. He has a right to refuse. And my thing is just keep talking to him. Because there are options for you outside of here.
Like what?
I don't know. They're going to talk to you about it today. There's probably housing options for you.
So we've worked with Sergeant Schnell for many, many years. He has this great bond with lots of people that have been on the streets for years and years. He relates to them very well. He's able to work with them in a gentle manner and help get them the care they need.
Well, they have an inside bed where you could still come out here all day and hang out. Hey, this is Teresa. She's my replacement.
He understands that to get some of these people the help that they need, they have to trust you.
Where do you spend the night, though?
And he's so good at building that trust and the rapport with the people that he's trying to help to get them to the day that they're ready to accept help.
I'm glad things are going well, man. Yeah. I think the city's doing 100 times better than when I first started this.
Yeah,
I think there's a real movement to get things going. We'll see.
A great program with some great results for some people, so hopefully they've managed to get their lives back on track now. So hopefully that program's still running and still making a difference. Next up, we're going back to Tuesday, February 18, 2020, where the Grass Valley Police Department responded to a house fire with a victim trapped inside. The officer's body cam managed to record his heroic actions on that day. Let's take a look.
How do you get up the stairs?
We don't know. It's all smoked. Okay. So I went in this room. If you go in into the left, it looks like it goes into a living room, but it gets super bad. Super bad. Okay. The first door you go through, you start feeling heat. Okay. I don't think we're going to get very far. Police department, anyone in here? Corey! Corey! Corey!
Go get the medics! Corey! Forest and 32. I've got one around the side. I need medical attention.
I don't think anyone's going to get the windows here. Can you grab the monitor right there?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sorry.
Go up there, good. Oh, 2 bottles.
Some really great work there from right across the scope of policing. And don't forget to let us know down below in the comments if you'd like to see more stories like that featured in future videos here on Degenerate Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost about time for the all-important result, and I know you've been eagerly waiting with anticipation to find out who our winner will be. And we really hope you've enjoyed the show here tonight. So, just before we announce the result, let's have a quick recap of our nominees. First up, we have Sergeant Eric Halpin from the Damariscotta Police Department, and he can be seen in Frauditor compilation number 8, where he has a quite interesting interaction with this particular frauditor. Next up, we have the captain, who I don't have a name for, from the Everett, Massachusetts Police Department, and he can be seen in Frauditor compilation number 8, also called Brothers in Barnes, which Sergeant Halpin, who I mentioned previously, is also featured in that episode. Moving along, we have Sergeant Kevin Fairchild from the Everett, Washington Police Department, and he can be seen in Frauditor compilation number 4, where he gives our frauditor here some good advice and some home truths also. And moving on to our final nominee, it's the Chief of Police from the Harwood Heights Police Department, Chief John DeVries, and he can be seen in our video No Nonsense Chief Halts Frauditor. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are, the much anticipated result, and then there were 2. Once again, we'd like to thank everybody for casting their votes. And now without further ado, I'm proud to announce the very first, give me a drum roll please, winner of the P. Barnes Award for Outstanding Excellence in the Face of Frauditing is Sergeant Kevin Fairchild. Congratulations there to Sergeant Fairchild for being the first recipient of the P. Barnes Award for Outstanding Excellence in the Face of Frauditing. And as you'll see on screen now, we have the results of our vote. We had 75 votes in total, and thanks again to everybody that took part. And a quick little side note there about Sergeant Halpin is he has actually won an award before for saving a man's life when he found him overdosing, so well done to Sergeant Halpin for that one. So now, to celebrate Sergeant Fairchild's win, we're going to have a little throwback trip back to Frauditor compilation number 4, where we're going to refresh our memories on what happened in that famous interaction. Enjoy.
Well, you know who I am.
ma'am, so
Okay.
let's dispense with the formalities and just, what are you here for?
Are you Fairchild? Okay. Would you like to tell me your name, badge number? So.
Okay, it's right here, buddy. What do you want?
So I spoke with one of your officers earlier, and they refused to identify themselves.
Which that's.
They are public officials. They have to.
That doesn't.
Yes,
you know what,
they do.
Glenn. Okay, you are overly complicating every interaction that we have.
No, I'm not.
You are. So, I don't care if you're recording. It is irrelevant to me.
It's my right.
I
It's
don't
my
care.
right.
It's not a right. You can do that.
It's my right.
Would you ever give over?
But I don't care. Okay, so you want to focus on this. What are you here for?
I'm here to.
How can I help you?
I'm here to file a complaint on the officer that refused to identify himself. He is a public official, and he is required to identify himself.
No,
yes, he is.
Glenn, can you do something for me?
What's that?
Get in your car and leave.
That's my beauty.
Really?
Go home.
What does that mean?
You're so stupid.
It means get in your car and leave. You're wasting my time. I've got a lot of things to do.
I'm wasting your time?
You're wasting my time. Get in your car and leave.
Okay, is that a threat, or what is that?
No, I'm just asking you to get in your car and leave.
That's kind of not really helpful, is it?
Don't need to be helpful right now when your request is not legitimate
and
it's unreasonable.
I can file a complaint.
You are wasting my time.
How am I wasting your time?
You're wasting my time. I have spent probably well over an hour talking with you this weekend alone.
Right, and that was about another officer.
Correct. Now you're here complaining just because you approach officers who are conducting an investigation. You involve yourself in that investigation because you want to record them. You're just agitating the situation.
No,
so
I explained to you, I'm an auditor.
Glenn. Okay, you are becoming the problem.
No, I'm not.
They're not the problem. You are.
I'm the problem.
Just go. Have a good day.
I don't have to leave, and I can call the police again.
Actually,
what?
You cannot just loiter around our.
I'm not
facility
loitering.
because it's not open right now. So you can leave.
This is open to the public. This is open to the public. This is the public's. This is the public.
Bye, Felicia.
Absolutely stellar stuff there from Sergeant Fairchild, and our frauditor left there with nothing but a dented ego. Sergeant Fairchild is held in very high regard by his colleagues at the police department, and you can hear him saying to Glenn there that he's wasting his time and that he has other things to do and that he's very busy. Well, let's take a closer look at exactly what else Sergeant Fairchild does at Everett Police Department.
Sergeant Fairchild supervises the South A platoon. We do have a lot of officers that are very new, but what he has done is he has set expectations to make sure that we are all operating as efficiently and effectively as possible. Because of the fact of how busy we are in the south side of the city, we always need to be at the top of our game, responding to calls, making sure that we write reports quickly and effectively. He has definitely helped to equip us with the things that we need in order to perform our job well.
My favorite part of being a supervisor is helping young officers learn the job, develop them, and create an environment where they can be as successful as possible.
He does a really good job at having us do what we need to do on a call. Anytime that we have a high priority call of any sort, he's really good at overlooking the whole situation, making sure that we have the correct tools, our focus is going in the right direction. He pushes me to do better, but he's always there to also support us and mentor us and give us any sort of assistance that we need.
He respects officers regardless of whether they're first year, 30th year. His goal is to use his life experiences to let us become better by his example, by the way that he is taking us through those situations so that we can be better at our job.
So what I'm most concerned about on a daily basis with my officers is ensuring that they're safe, that they go home, and that the job that they do is done correctly without any issues or complications that may come back and impact them. My long-term objective for everyone that I have an opportunity to work with is to help them be the leaders in the future for the department.
Outside of work, we'll do things like we'll set up me till we go to tracks and we'll compete with each other, go karting and grabbing lunch together. It really helps with the motivation, and it makes it so when I come in for work, I want to do the best job that I possibly can to help support him.
I know that I had some report writing issues at the beginning, and he took a lot of time to develop me into becoming a better report writer, showing what the issues were and how to work through them. He takes a lot of time to enhance our own abilities and to develop us into better officers that are going to represent the city of Everett as well as possible.
We are a team, we work together, we look out for each other. Everything that we do is for the benefit of all of us. Not just the individual, but looking out for each other. That's what ensures that we're going to be providing the best service that we can for the public and as well as going home at the end of the day.
At the end of every briefing, Sergeant Fairchild puts his hands together like this, and he always says that
together, we are better. Making a difference today for a better tomorrow. One call, one contact, one cup of coffee would make a difference. Okay, so the one thing that I would tell officers, young officers, is don't be afraid to grow, to learn, to take on challenges as much as you possibly can in this job, and invest in deferred comp.
So there you have it, guys, Sergeant Fairchild, another legend. And I think he was a very deserving winner of the P. Barnes Award. And it is really comforting to know that someone such as Sergeant Fairchild is the one that's teaching the officers of tomorrow. If they can look up to him as a role model and learn from his experience, I think they'll get on just fine in their career as a police officer. And I really like Sergeant Fairchild's philosophy in that, you know, just one contact, a little chat or a cup of coffee with somebody in the neighbourhood really does make a difference, and it does make a positive impact. So folks, that just about draws our ceremony here to a close. Once again, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us here tonight at the Degenerate for the very first P. Barnes Awards for Outstanding Excellence in the Face of Frauditing. We really hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Don't forget, there'll be more videos coming very soon here on Degenerate Watch, and if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload here on Degenerate Watch. And also, if you really enjoyed tonight's show, please don't forget to drop a like, as it really helps the channel out. As always, links to our social media are down below in the description, so go follow us over there so you can keep up to date on what's happening with the channel. And also, if you like what we do here and you'd like to help support the channel, there's a link to our PayPal down below in the description, and don't forget, every little helps to grow and improve the channel, and it's very much thoroughly appreciated. So once again, congratulations to our winner, Sergeant Fairchild, and thank you very much our audience for taking the time to join us here tonight. I'll be back in the next few days with a brand new video. I hope you'll join me then. But if you can't wait till then, why not check out the link in the top right hand corner to our Frauditor playlist, where there's plenty more videos of Frauditors acting stupid. So until next time guys, stay safe, take care, peace.